Good morning, how you guys doing? It's Brother Mike back with the thought of the day on March 1st, 2023. First, I want to give honor and praise to the Elohim of Israel for waking me up today and giving me the strength and the wisdom to bring you this message. Today, I want to talk about avoiding people, places, and things while in recovery. Avoiding people, places, and things while in recovery. In my opinion, this is very vital, and a lot of this, people not being able to avoid those three things, leads to relapse, and sometimes it could be fatal. A lot of people feel like that just putting down the drink or putting down the drug is going to be enough, and that they can still be around the same people, go to the same places, and do the same things that they did before. And it doesn't work like that, because recovery starts with your behaviors and things of that nature. That's the thing that really has to change. So when it comes to me, I like to keep things on myself and just give example of my life. First thing is people. First and foremost, the most important thing is the person you with. And my wife doesn't, God has blessed me to have somebody that doesn't drink or do any drugs. She used to drink some wine and stuff like that before we got together, but once she knew my walk and what I was into, that I was actually in recovery, she stopped everything. Even during communion, of course, I drink grape juice. She don't drink wine during communion at all either. You know what I mean? So she's a total rider when it comes to that kind of situation. Next, I have my family and friends. And once again, God has blessed me to have the type of family that, even though some of them drink, they don't offer me drinks. They don't invite me to the parties and stuff where they know there's going to be a lot of drinking. They don't frown upon me being in recovery or try to make me feel like I'm missing something by not drinking or things of that nature. They really support and respect my walk with this recovery thing. And I'm happy, because a lot of people don't have that kind of support when it comes to family. So the Most High blessed me in that situation, and I want to give a shout out and love to my family for riding with me. When it comes to my friends, it's pretty much the same thing, because they were the people that I used to drink with also. And when it comes to them, the Most High has blessed this situation even more. Some of my friends have put down the bottle and don't drink or use drugs. But for the ones that do, they respect my walk and don't invite me to things that they know they're going to be drinking a lot. They'll caution me if it's an event that I want to attend and it's going to be a lot of drinking. And they have understanding. I have one of my close friends, one of my best friends, when I was going through my separation, heading into a divorce, I stayed with him for a couple months, and he even took all the alcohol out of his house. This was early in my recovery. He took all the alcohol out of his house, and people that wanted to come visit, he told them they couldn't bring alcohol to the house because his friend doesn't drink anymore, and he can't have that kind of stuff around him. And I always remember that, and I have to say, the Most High has blessed me with some very good and understanding friends, or very supportive friends. So in that area of people, I've been very blessed to have the people in my life that really support my walk. Next is places. Another thing I don't play with, it's a thing in the rooms where they say you go to the barbershop long enough, you're going to ask for a haircut, which means if I sit around the places I used to sit around, eventually I'm going to ask for a drink. So I don't go to bars. I don't go to strip clubs. I don't go to casinos. I don't go on all-inclusive vacations no more. I haven't been on a cruise. I don't go, of course, I don't go to liquor stores. I don't go to places like Vegas and things like that. And the crazy part is, I had a disagreement with my cousin and we talked about that. We had a difference of opinion because he said that you should be able to go to Vegas and hang out and do this. And I was like, why would I fly all the way to Sin City to try to figure out how not to sin? I don't go to those places because I put myself in a bar or a strip club or a casino and put myself around those kind of situations to tempt me, and I really don't have no reason to be there. Another thing that helps me out is my faith in God and my church and my that walk requires me not to be in those places also. So the recovery and the faith work hand in hand and making sure that I'm not in certain places. If I'm at somebody's wedding, reception, or I leave early. I leave right after the dinner is 8. I don't stick around for the partying and the turn up time. I'm out of there, and we all know when the turn up time is. You know what I mean? When the DJ starts switching the music and the whole focus of the situation has shifted from the wedding or a job situation to it's time to party. I make sure that I'm out of there, and I don't play around with none of that stuff. Of course, I don't do like the all-inclusives no more. Why would I be on a resort and pay for liquor and beer and stuff like that when I know I'm not going to drink? With cruises, I'm kind of nervous with being trapped in on an ocean and nowhere to go if I start feeling that urge. And maybe that's something I get over later on, but right now I just don't take the chance to deal with it. When I go out to restaurants, I'm making my business to let the person know I don't want to be seated by the bars. There's no reason for me to be over there and possibly get triggered. And then when I order, if I'm ordering Coke or Diet Coke or something like that, I don't have to really express anything. But if I have the need for a lemonade or a raspberry iced tea or this or that, I emphasize no alcohol, because I don't want the bartender or the waiter to feel like they giving me a treat by adding a little vodka or anything to my drink. So I make sure to let them know that I'm allergic to alcohol. I cannot have no alcohol. And some people might feel like that's extreme, but I don't, because I heard stories about people that were drinking seltzer water and lime. Next thing you know, the waiter came back and gave them vodka and lime. So I heard those stories, and I just don't leave no room for error. When it comes to things, the final part, one of the first things I had to do was remain monogamous and remain faithful, because I know that Satan knows that the flesh, especially when it came to women, was one of my addictions also, and that's what I'm weak at. So I know if my relapse probably would definitely come with a skirt at first, and so I definitely stay faithful and don't even entertain nothing like that could take me down that road. Another thing is that helps me out is my faith of not celebrating the holidays such as Christmas and Easter and Thanksgiving and things of that nature. So I don't really have to be around a lot of people that's drinking on those days, because I don't celebrate none of them anyway. So that cuts all of that out. I know the triple days that really hurt a lot of people are Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's Day, New Year's Eve. I don't celebrate none of them, so I don't have to worry about trying to avoid them or tackle the task of being around people and not drinking. So me following the holy days in the Bible helps me in that situation, because I don't have to be around that. Another thing I had to do was start protecting my ears and not really listening to rap music, especially gangster rap or braggadocious rap or things of that nature, because it was a trigger, because that's all I used to listen to when I used to drink. I remember one of my nephews was talking to me about saying that Rick Ross should have one of those battles against Jay-Z, and I was like, nah, because I think Jay-Z had too many hits. So we started talking about it, and he said, bro, I don't think you listened to Ross in a while. And at the time I hadn't, because once I came into the truth, I had put down listening to rap music. So I turned on Rick Ross and I turned on the song Diced Pineapples. And as soon as I started listening to it, it put me in the sense of wanting to go get a bottle of Ciroc, wanting to go get a hotel room and find somebody to chill with. And that's totally against where I'm at in my life right now. So I have to put away things like that because it's triggers. The next thing was watching certain things. I used to watch Drink Champs a lot when I used to drink, and I would find myself, if I'm watching it, to start thinking about those old days and thinking about what I was doing at the time when I was watching the show. So I had to put that thing away too. Also, certain podcasts triggers me. And I was watching Dame Dash interview on Shannon Sharp's show. And Shannon Sharp was interviewing him. Shannon Sharp was talking to him about the different things going on in his life. And Dame Dash had about 12 drinks. Next thing you know, I had a cup of ice water in my hand. I started shaking the ice in the cup like I was doing back in the day. And I saw Dame Dash doing it on there. And I just started doing it because that's something I used to do when I used to drink. So I try to stay away from things that trigger me like that. And that's my thoughts on people, places, and things. It's very important in sobriety. And a lot of people fall victim because they can't stay away from those things. It could definitely be your downfall. And my advice is don't be afraid to be different. It's cool to stay away from those things, especially because I always think about my life is really on the line. What if I pick up and this time I can't stop? What if I start drinking again and this time I can't stop? So this brother Mike with the thought of the day. Make sure you guys have a blessed day. Shalom.